Wer weiß schon, was im unergründlichen Kopf dieser Plattenstars vorgeht.
Wovor haben Sie Angst, Freddie?
Man erreicht nichts, wenn man sich als jemand ausgibt, der man nicht ist.
Das bereust du.
Niemand wird Queen spielen.
First of all, I want to say thank you because I thought it was one of the most brilliant pieces of movie footage that I've ever seen. I had the feeling that it was more a documentary actually than a real movie because you are just amazing as Freddie. And I would like to start with a rather complicated question. Robbie Williams once said in an interview that he's a very shy person, but once he gets up on stage, his ego just explodes. Did you kind of have the feeling that portraying him, that you had the chance to do that step as well, that, you know, once you became Freddie, that you exploded in a way that you would never do in other places, situations?
Well, you know, he's this icon to so many people. I mean, he's almost a deity, this godlike human being who is audacious and bold and can do almost anything. It's like watching a superhero. So I had to kind of put that aside in order to get into you know, understanding who the man really was underneath all of that. And when you start to think of him as a very conflicted young man searching for identity, his own identity as a foreigner even, and then thinking about him trying to identify his sexuality, it's a young man who you wouldn't think would be able to hold the attention of thousands of people on stage. So I began to wonder why he could, and I think there's this brewing of something going on underneath, this fire, this electricity, that sense of really wanting to belong that just bursts out onto the stage, and that's what people can connect to. And so he lifts up. It's as if he's levitating on stage, and I can't put my finger on what it is, but it's uniquely special. So this is going to be a long answer, but just to inhabit him in costume, trying out the outfits in countless fittings with my hair and makeup on at times, I would begin to try to capture some of that confidence and power and try it out in this small group so that I can live it in a larger group come time of performing in front of hundreds of people.
In order, as you've been saying it, in order to portray him, was it important for you to know every facet and every little detail of his life, or was it good to just sort of see him the way you kind of wanted to see him and then leave some spots out and fill them with your own energy and with your own interpretation of his character?
Well, there was never any way I was going to know everything about him. I mean, that's impossible, no matter how much someone can tell you about another human being. I'm sure you can look at your family, your mom and dad, and still go, you know, I think I know them, but you're never ever going to know them. But for me, the important thing was to watch as much archive footage as possible was the greatest benefit, because no matter if I needed it or it wasn't important or useful, everything was useful because it gave me the confidence to say, okay, well, I had done the work, so whether I use it or not, I know it's in there, and possibly some of that has subconsciously been absorbed.
A lot of people have been circling that role basically for a long time, and it has been out there in Hollywood that people actually wanted to make that movie. In preparation for the casting to become him, how much did you actually, what convinced you of being able to portray him? What was the challenge, and why did you want to be that person?
First, you know, you hear you're going to play him, it's euphoric, there's this moment of elation, and then you start to settle into it and feels like it could be an insurmountable task. So I just started thinking as an actor, this is my dream to be able to do jobs like this. And we as actors, my colleagues, there's only a few of us who get this opportunity. So to deny myself would almost feel like I was doing a disservice to so many other people who would kill to have this opportunity. It was hard work, but it was really, really good fun getting to try to walk in his shoes.
And you can tell. I mean, you're amazing. You're really, really brilliant. Was that like one moment on set when you basically said, okay, now I nailed it, now I got it, now I'm completely him? I mean, was it ever a moment stepping onto set on the first day of the shoot?
Well, I know, there's only one Freddie Mercury, so I always had him as someone to look up to and have in the back of my head, what would he think of this? How would he feel about this? There are times when you catch a glimpse in a mirror and it's a bit shocking. But you can see one of this glittery outfit back there. There's a scene in the movie where I'm wearing that outfit where I thought, okay, if I can walk out here and feel comfortable wearing a glittery sequin onesuit, I'm doing all right.